Welcome to Weapons Education. This is going to be a pretty cool review, and it's not going to be on this gun. This is a SIG SWAT 5.56, which shoots a rifle cartridge out of a pistol. This is a pistol, okay? And there's other manufacturers that make pistols. I know HK makes some really cool, but I'm going to do a review on one of the most famous and popular semi-automatic pistols in the world. And I'm really excited about this review. I have not shot the gun yet. This is the FNH 57. And I tell you, it's pretty special. We'll go through the features here. Please zoom in. My wife's here. Say hello.
Hi everybody.
You know, look how beautiful it is. Let's just talk about the color. I chose the earth color. You can get it in solid black. There's two styles of solid black, or you can get it in an OD green. It's even greener than my shirt. And I kind of, from looking at it online, the different pictures, I chose this. I have a lot of solid black guns. I like it. I like it a lot. And this is an empty magazine. Let's safety check the gun. And she's safe. Okay. Got no magazine in it. And this is an empty magazine. It comes with three magazines. Really cool. Let's see. It's got rounds in these. So I got one in the gun. And this mag release is really a trick. It just pops right out. It's awesome. Now, I'm just going to talk openly about it and tell you what I think about it. I have not shot it yet, and we'll do another review after I shoot it, but this is a special, special gun. Everyone thinks, because the weight is only 20.8 ounces, I mean, just think about that. We'll call it 21 ounces. It's very light. It feels like it's a solid polymer gun. We'll break it down here in this review. It is not a solid polymer gun. The slide is steel covered with polymer. Very special. I tell you, FN nailed it. Made in Belgium, they nailed it with this. And the U.S. Secret Service, this is their round of choice. We'll talk about the round here in a moment. Very special. As we look at the gun, let's just talk about some features. Can you please zoom in on the grip here? That's serrated all around. Super high quality polymer. All up front, sides, back. Okay, and what I want to point out is you'll notice the trigger guard is large, and if you're wearing gloves and in the cold areas, you can get your index finger right in there, which is important. Even the trigger itself is serrated. If you can zoom in on that, please. And also the front of the trigger guard is serrated. I'm just looking at the gun and talking out loud. Take a look at the rail on it, the Nato Rail, which replaces the Picatinny rail. All Picatinny accessories will fit on the Nato Rail. And very nice, gives you all the options. And what's different about this gun also is where the safety is. It's an ambi safety, both sides, see? But, you know, I've seen other reviews, and a lot of people say they don't like where the safety is. Now, I have not shot the gun yet, but it makes sense. It makes sense, and I'll see how I like it once I shoot it. It makes sense that the safety is there, because if it's like, okay, now it's on safety, and then, especially for a new shooter who trains with this gun, or any shooter for that matter, train with it, I think it makes sense, and I'll see how I like it. I'll let you know that it's there for your index finger, right? Bad guy comes, it's locked, it's safe. Bad guy comes, you drop it, you can pull the trigger. Now, another feature on this gun, some people like it, some people do not. I like it, is the fact that it will not fire unless the magazine is in it. So this is an empty magazine. Okay, now I'll rack it. Okay, and I'll fire it. Fires. Now I take the magazine out, no matter what I do, it will not fire. So what I like about that is, even if there's a round in the chamber, here's the way look at this, I have a 30 round, how cool is this? I bought this at the gun show. It already comes with 3 20 round magazines. I bought a 30 round accessory magazine, and this is how, when I get my special holster, which is being designed by a custom holster company for this, this is how I'm going to carry it. And think of that package, 30 rounds of a millimeter on this is 5.7 times 28, traveling at 2,000 feet per second. Law enforcement get rounds that travel at 2,800 feet per second, 30 rounds. Pretty sweet package. So what I was getting at is the safety feature. Let's look at the table for a moment. What if you have children and your gun is loaded and you have a round in the gun? Well, you can keep the gun just like that with the magazine somewhere separate, and the gun will not fire. So I like that as a safety feature. It will only fire if there's a magazine in the gun. And a lot of people don't think of it that way as a safety feature. I do, I like that. Okay, let's stare at the gun here. I'm going to talk about some more points on it. Let's talk about the cartridge. It's hard for me to keep them standing. Okay, just stare at that right there. And I want to talk about that. It's a Bottleneck Centerfire cartridge. Like I said, for us civilians, these travel at about 2,000 feet per second. Law enforcement can get rounds that travel up to 2,800 feet per second. This is a really trick round. It was developed in conjunction with the FN P90 personal defense weapon. Let's pan in and just look at the gun now. In 2002, what NATO did was they wanted to standardize this round so other manufacturers would make a lot of guns for it. And actually, they compared it to what HK had at the time in 2002 is a 4.6 times 30 millimeter. And NATO came out and said, this is the one, baby. We want to standardize this one. HK and the German delegation back in 2002, they objected to the standardization process and it fell through. But that's okay, because the gun is easily accessible. It's a proprietary round for FNH, very, very special. By 2006, this 5.7 times 28 millimeter, it was in service, and it's even higher numbers now, but in 2006, over 40 countries, their military and police use this. And like I said, our United States Secret Service, this is what they carry. Pretty cool. Some of the wars that this has been in and is presently in are the Gulf War, our Afghan War, the Iraq War, the Mexican Drug War, the Libyan Civil War. And you know, FN claims that this gun at 100 yards will only drop 1 inch, if that. Very accurate. It's so accurate that professional target shooters actually complain, saying it's actually too easy to hit their target. So we'll see. I can't wait to shoot it. Let's talk about some dimensions. You know I'm way into dimensions. The height, 5.7 inches. The width is about the norm at 1.4 inches. Overall length is nice, 8.2 inches. Extremely light, like I said. 20.8 ounces. Very light. FN claims it has very little recoil, and I believe it from all the research I've done. I can't wait to shoot it, which means you can get right back on target. And just think about having 30 rounds traveling at 2,000 feet per second. Really cool, one of the coolest guns. This might be on your next wish list. Let's take it apart, and I'll show you how simple it is. Okay, you see this little lever here? Please zoom in close on that. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull the slide back, push this in, and take the slide off. I have to face it towards myself, so I'm going to pull the slide way back, hold it, push that breakdown lever in, and look how nice it comes off. Easy. Take a nice, good, close look at that, and look at those internal parts. Please zoom in as close as you can, up and down, and you'll see this is steel on the inside of this slide. It's not all polymer. If you really look close in here, it's steel, covered with polymer. Very trick. Let's take out the special barrel, which is a hammered, forged, hard chrome plated barrel. Take a look at that. Look at that craftsmanship on that. Super high quality. I'm really excited about this gun, as you can tell. So to put it back together is simple. It's a little different, but it's simple. Now, of course, we have to put our barrel back in, and what you want to do is you have to really get it seated properly, so you have to push that spring forward and then down. And now it's seated properly, because if you don't, it will not go in properly. All right? Now to get it into the gun again, unlike other handguns where you can just slide it right down, what you do with this is you see this notch here, whatever you want to call that. You have to kind of drop it down. There's two pieces of steel here. You see these two pieces of steel? We zoomed in close. You want to drop these two notches into that section there, and you'll feel it. See how it's flush now slide against the frame, and now I just pull it back, and look how easy that was. Get your gun back. So I really like it a lot. Super highly recommended. I have what's called the combat sights on it. You looking at my face now? Yes? I have what's called the combat sights on it. Let me know what you think of this. You know, made in Belgium, super high quality polymer, pricey, $1,000, $1,100. I hate quoting prices, but let's say $1,100. I'm happy about it. I'm excited. It comes with 3 magazines. I'm excited about the round. We'll talk more about the different rounds you can get. I have one that's a 28 grain, one that's a 40 grain bullet, and we'll talk about those in the future after I shoot it. But for now, let me know what you think. You know, how would you like to carry this? I'm excited about it. How would you like to have it for home protection? And it's very light. And weight is a lot to me, and quality is a lot. I don't know. That's about as much as I can say. Check it out. Bye-bye.